So why did it disconnect itself? We are back now. Okay. Okay. I think I can take care of myself now. If there is, I'll call 911 if there is any issue. Yeah, good evening once again. I apologize for the issues. We have some network issue here. We're just trying to check other alternatives we have. But I think we are good to go now. Other people can join us as we progress. So, it's about Cashew. Aston, one of the key things we do at Aston is Cashew. And for some of you that have been following us for some times, we take Cashew very seriously. Over the years, we've had some experiences that we think we need to share with some of you. We've practically played in the key angle of cashew trade. Like we've been active in the farming, we've been active on the trade. Processing is the only thing we've not done. Exports, but every other thing, we have quite enough experience to share with you. So because of the time wasted on setting the internet and all those stuff, we wasted 8 minutes already. So I will just go straight into what we are how to do. Number one, we're talking about five hidden ways to profit from cashew value chain. So we all know what cashew is. Recently, there's been a lot of noise about cashew. People have been talking about it. A lot of people have been showing interest. And even though the number is there and it is clear for us to see that cashew is something that has really come to stay in Nigeria and it's something that everybody wants. But how do we plug in? People know there is money in cashew, but how do they plug in? How do I take advantage of the cashew trade? And so I'll be sharing the 5 hidden ways by which we can profit from the cashew trade. Now, I'll start by telling you a bit of my own experience into cashew. Even though I'm from Ogbomoso, I've been seeing cashew right from my days in primary school, but then I didn't really know the value of cashew. We used to go to, when we are coming back from school, in those days you have to drive to school. So coming back, these people that sun-dry cashew, we used to, go to wherever cashew are being sun-dried, then we try to steal just to play this thing they call abu. So there is a way we play it. It used to be very interesting in those days. So that was all I knew about cashew and the roasting. So on weekend, we just gather ourselves. The young boys, we go to the bush, we roast cashew, we eat it as snack. So I didn't really see any economic value to cashew in those days. Not until I think 2014, when I started active with my promotion of agriculture and farmland. When a guy called me from Lagos that if I could help him source for cashew in Ogbomoso. So I told him to come, and when he came to Ogbomoso, we were going around the warehouses to see cashew. But when we got to all these warehouses, then even though we saw cashew, we saw cashew in the warehouses, but to my surprise, and the guy that came from Lagos, he came with some millions. So for me, I was like, once there is money, you can always get whatever it is you want. But to my surprise, the people we met said we couldn't get cashew to buy. So for me, I was like, maybe these people have terrible attitude, that they don't know how to do business. And so we went to the next place, the same thing. And we went round for the most part of that day. We could not get anybody that was ready to sell us cashew. Then, being a business person, questions started rising up within me, like, what is going on here? I am seeing cashew because during cashew season, when you are in Ogbomoso, the Okada people, everybody, I'm sorry, I'm looking at two different things. Then some people are trying to join too, so I'm letting them in. So everywhere you see cashew, you see Okada, you see all the transport vehicle, everything is cashew. And so I was like, when you have abundance of this, how come somebody cannot buy? Then this next day we went out again. So I was a little calm. The next day I went back to most of those places that we went the previous day. So one of the dealer, he was an allergy. So he told me that the problem is that it's not that he doesn't want to sell to other or he doesn't like us. So he pointed to a direction and I saw some Indian guys. He said, those guys, they gave me money in December. And this is March. I've not been able to get 20% of the money this guy gave me to buy cashew for them. So, and until I'm done aggregating for them, I can't sell to anybody. So I was like, wait a minute. They gave me money in December when cashew was yet to be out. And you are busy now sourcing the cashew for them. So I was like, this can't be true. Because, Nigerians, we are like, people don't really trust us. They think in Nigeria, you can't do business with Nigerians, they are not trustworthy. But now the Indians, without, savior and shields, they have to release money to these people. And it wasn't only that allergy that they had to make that kind of arrangement with. So it's something they do with everybody. So my perspective about cashew started changing. I started seeing cashew in another way. So to cut the long story short, I saw a situation of high demand, low supply. And I started my own personal findings and into how much cashew do we produce in Ogbomoso, which other part of Nigeria have cashew, how come they are not going there and things like that. What are they particular about Ogbomoso? That was 2014. So by 2015, the next season, I was like, okay, I'm going to see how much we can do. So by that 2015, I started experimenting with cashew cultivation. We didn't really understand so much about the cultivation, but what I saw then was there is low supply of this commodity in the market and the demand is so high. So because of that, because we were just establishing our farm then, cashew is going to be one of the things I was going to be focusing on. And since that time, we've not looked back. We've not had any reason to look back on cashew cultivation. So now, there are 5 ways I'll be talking about where you can plug into cashew. I'll be talking about the cashew nut trading itself. Because it's a whole value chain that is not one way. Like most of these allergy now, they are not interested in cultivation. Some people that are doing cultivation are not interested in trading. I know a man that has over 1,000 acres of cashew, fully fruiting. He's not interested in trading. Then I'll be talking about the processing of cashew. And I'll be giving us some tips and some things I've seen from interaction with people that are involved. And what I've personally found out, because I'm also considering going into processing. And I've been working on it for about 3 years now. So things I've learned so far, I'll be sharing with you. Then I'll be talking about the cashew apple processing itself. I'll be talking about cashew nuts supporting products and services that you can render or produce that aid cashew nuts trading. Then I'll be talking about the cultivation itself. So 5 areas I'll be talking about. So the first one is cashew nuts trading. Now, you know, if you come to Ogbomoso now, this is like cashew season. Everybody, the housewife, everybody is involved in cashew trade. Everybody, there is no household in Ogbomoso now that you don't have somebody trading cashew, and it's a business they do between January and end of May. Most time it's like that. So there are different people on that phase of cashew trade. So on cashew trade, we have different levels, just like you have in distribution. You have the middleman, you have the wholesaler, you have the retailer, you have the consumer, you have all those things. So in cashew trade also, we have all this hierarchy. So the first set of people that I'll be talking about is, and you just have to look at the ones that suit you, and the one you think you want to plug into, you want to start your own venture from. So the bold people, locally they call them alabo. So what they do is, these people, they collect money from the scale people. Those are the next, as in the second stage of the cashew. The first one is the alabo. The second one is the scale people. Then the third one is the ones in the people in the LBA. Then the exporters. So the alabo people, they collect money from the scale people. So they give them money, maybe they give them money on Sunday or Monday. So they go into the farms. But these ones, they are mostly women. They go into the farms. They talk with the local farmers, you know, all these small scale farmers that they have maybe an acre or some plots of cashew, and they buy cashew from them. So the cashew they buy from them, they always buy in small quantity. So, but there are many. We have so many alabo. Alabo are that is like the biggest number. Like they are more than the scale people. So these ones, they go there. They go into the interior that the scale people cannot go. So they go and aggregate. They bring everything. They buy per bowl. The bowl is what they call labo. The bowl is about 5.5 kg. So when they buy from those people, they take it to the scale people. That one will scale it. There is a way they do the addition, the multiplication, and the subtraction. The people interested in that one is something that you can understand if you choose to do that. So, but you as the alabot, you have to understand all the formula they use to calculate, okay, the net, because they have to remove the tier, you know, like the bag and all those things. So that's the way they play their home. Now, they are in for profit. They buy from these people at a price per bowl, then they sell per kg. So they know how they do their margin. So those are those ones. The people that play those ones, they are the lowest. They are the lowest in the chain of the cashew stuff. Now the next one on the hierarchy is the scale people that I mentioned. So these people, they also collect money from this big boy, the LBA. So when they collect money from those people, they distribute the money they have collected to all those people, the alabo. So they aggregate. When they also have enough, maybe they have to supply maybe a truck, or maybe have a truck to this one. They go there, they supply. So they also take their margin. So, but whether you are playing as the alabo or the one with the scale, there are some things you need to understand. I'm not going to detail. I'm just trying to give us the different cadre in the whole stuff. So you pay those people, and they give you cashew, whether you are alabo or you are the scale, the man with the scale. The man with the scale is the one that has shop. He has a shop and they have scale. That's why they call them scale people. So now the LBA are the main guy, are the main local guy. Like they are the top of the chain locally. So what they do is, maybe they have their own warehouses. Then they deal with the exporters. The exporters are the big boys. Those are the ones that come with the dollars. You know, they are mostly the Indians, the Vietnamese, sometimes some Chinese. And when they come, now they are not always allowed to go into the interior to buy cashew. So they have to walk through the FBA. The FBA, they have association of the top cashew aggregator, local cashew aggregator. So they make sure they don't allow all these foreigners to go into those places. So that is how they play their game. And they make good money. They make good money because when you play at that level, this thing is about, turnover. Say on a ton of cashew now, they buy weights. Sometimes the scale people, they do sun drying for them, and some of them do sun drying. You can either decide to buy wet or dry cashew. So whichever one you do. But most of these LBA people too, they have large warehouses. They have large drying yard where they dry their cashew. So they sort the drying people, they sort the bag and all those stuff. Then they supply their own exporters, mostly the foreigners, like that, giving them contract to supply with advance money. Now there are some Nigerians too that are playing at that level, and what they do is they employ these foreign guys to handle the processes and the operation for them. So, but it's like the top of the chain when it comes to the aggregation and the of the cashew trade. So, but the people dominating that trade are the foreigners, the Indians. So now that is on the trade. So you can now decide to sit down, depending on your pocket, depending on how much you would like to be involved in the cashew and what is driving you to decide where you want to play. But I believe any of us, whichever one that we seem to be interested in, we can decide. But I can't go into detail of what to do. Then we have the exporters. The exporters are the ones that fund the people in the LBA. So they collect, they export. And some of these exporters too, they also process. So some of them also, they are exporters and they are also processors. We have some of them in Nigeria. We have a company like Oxley. I think they are the largest processor in Nigeria now. At their full capacity, they have about 2,000 people working in their factory per time. I think their warehouses at Mowe. And there is another one, Valencia, and there are some other ones like that too. So they are the processor. So they also buy, because whatever it is you are going to be processing in the year 2022 to 2023, you are going to have to start aggregating now so that you have enough in your warehouse to last your processing line for the year before the next cashew season. So that is on the trade. So the trade is good, but it's not something you can rush into. You need to understand to see the stuff. But let me give you this stuff. If you are trading cashew nuts, say at the level of the LBA or as exporter, your margin is between $50 and $100 per ton. This we have done. This we play. The only thing we've not done is we've not been doing export because of some other things, but we've been playing as LBA. We've been, aggregating, and we've done that. We've seen what it is. So what you can get is between $50 per ton and $100. So you can multiply the number of tons you can do. If you do $1,000, if you do 1,000 ton in a season, you can do your math. That is after all expenses. So it's between $50 and $100 per ton. And if you do 500 ton, so you know what it is. So that is on processing. So if you are interested in, I think we can later, you can reach out to us, then we'll see how it goes. Then the other one is the cashew apple processing. When people come around, especially to our farm, so they always ask me, so guys, what do you guys do with the cashew apple? And the reason why they're asking is because a lot of people know that cashew, because it's a fruit, has some nutritional components that human being needs. Like cashew is far richer in vitamin C than orange. So what do you guys do with the apple? But the unfortunate thing is, in Nigeria, we don't really have enough going into the processing of the nut itself, not to talk of the apple. But there are opportunity in the apple processing also. You can actually get some fermented and unfermented liquid from the cashew apple. I mean liquid with economic value. I'm talking about juice. I'm talking about wines. You know, you can make ethanol. You can make alcohol. You can make so many things from cashew stuff. And you know, ethanol is in high demand in Nigeria. So there are many sources for ethanol. But you know, if you really want to process cashew, it's just wasting. You just have to maybe look into an area with a massive production of cashew and maybe do something around that place. It is to be given to you for maybe for free. You understand? Maybe initially, but when people see what you are doing, maybe it will start attracting maybe some cost. So you can look into that. There is a whole lot of opportunity there in Nigeria. I can tell you there is no established business that is behind processing of cashew apple into any product that we know, except a man that I met recently that brought 2 bottles of shinap for me. And you know, when I looked at it as in pure alcohol, and he said he has been supplying some people in this one of these Scandinavian country. I've forgotten the name he told me, and he's in Okeo, somewhere in Oyo State. So now you can look into that. So you can, there are products you can get. I told you, you can make juice, you can make all those stuff from the cashew apple. So then that is on cashew nut processing. Now there are some other things. You know, we're talking about the 5 ways you can actually maximize, that you can actually consider to plug into cashew. So on cashew trade as well, there are some other services and products that I hate this trade as well, because the thing is, there are several, you know, when you see an industry, some will be very easy to see, some are not always easy to see. So like I have a philosophy in business that if everybody is digging for gold, I will be selling shovel, because you know, people digging for gold, a lot of people tend to like want to dig for gold, but there are things they need to be successful in their quest for digging of the gold. One of the things they need is they need shovel, they need digger, they need some other things. So I think it's just smart for me to be the guy that sells them the equipment, the tools they need to pursue their interest in digging for the gold or whatever it is they want. Now, what are the products that services cashew trade in Nigeria? I'll tell you one. Every cashew that goes out of this country, Nigeria currently exports about 400,000 metric ton. 400,000 metric ton of cashew annually. Some countries do far more than that. Ivory Coast does about 900,000 metric ton. Nigeria does 400,000. Now, all these cashew that are going out of Nigeria, of Ivory Coast, of Togo, that's going out of Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Tanzania, all those things, they all go out in jute bags. Now, and you know, like locally here in Ogbomoso, a jute bag is about, this year now, we bought jute bag at 1,150 naira. We bought jute bag at 1,200 naira. We bought jute bag at 1,250 in Ogbomoso. Jute bag that can take 80 kg, 85 kg of cashew nuts. And now, last year, during the last trade, the highest we paid for a jute bag was 600 naira. And these bags are all imported. One of the major countries producing jute bag is Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, as the last time I was thinking of importing the jute bag was about 95 cents. I saw some for about $1 per bag. Now, if you look at the price I gave, most things that are sold in dollars are always constant. Even though inflation also affects dollar, but it's not like naira. Now, imagine if a jute bag is $1 per bag, and Nigeria, I just told you how much we sold, how much we've been buying jute bag this current season. I've not bought a jute bag that is less than 1,000 naira this season. Now, say, and I know how much the number of jute bag we used this year. I know the number of jute bag a lot of people that I know have used. Okay. Want to be contributing, I think you still make good business, and you'll be helping the industry. So that's for jute bag. You can make your own findings on what jute bag is and how to bring it in the country. My job is not to go into detail of all those things. My job is to just give you a heads up on things you can do about the cashew value chain. Now, another thing you can consider is, to buy cashew successfully, you have to, there is this thing they do quality test. And in Nigeria, we don't really have those things readily available. And these things, when I check the price out there, like in Vietnam, in India, and I check the price for all these test kits, I mean quality test kits for cashew, what do we test? We just want to test the quality of the kernel in the cashew we are buying. Because cashew is like, you see what is outside. You can't determine the quality of a cashew by just looking at it. So you have to break it open. You have to see the inside. So it is what determines the quality, as in what separates Ogbomoso cashew from the other region that produce cashew. Because if you see cashew from Nasarawa, from Kogi, from Enugu, from any other place, you can't actually tell the difference. Cashew is cashew. So what sets this cashew apart from the taste? Because you can't be tasting raw cashew that has not been, that is still in the shell. So there is a way they test. So they test by doing, they have this thing, they test for the KOR. The KOR is the kernel outturn rating. Then they do the nut count. So you can do the nut count by counting, but when you want to do the proper KOR test, so what you do is you have to cut the cashew. So they have this thing like scissors. It's not scissors, but it's like scissors. They call it cutter. So this thing, if you want to buy in Nigeria, it's just like scissors. They'll be selling one scissors cutter for about 40,000, 50,000. I'm not kidding. In Nigeria. And when I make my findings, like in India, and because the last one I bought, I had a guy coming from India, one of these people that we've been doing business with, and he just brought for me. All I paid for that cash when I converted to Naira is not up to 12,000 Naira. And it is something every cashew dealer needs. So if you look into that, not only that, there is moisture meter that they use to determine how dry cashew is, because if it's on dry cashew for 1 day, 2 days, there is a level of moisture that it must be before you can say you want to export. So the moisture meter too, these kind of things, if you are into, if you are looking for ways you can really contribute to cashew industry, so you can look into, the importation of things like this. And even if you are not importing, because I remember the first quarter I used, when they told me the price, I just collected one. I went to one welder that fabricates farm equipment and tools for me. I took it to him, and with about 3,000 Naira or so, or 5,000, he made a quarter for me. The quarter cut very well, like the normal one, but it is just not perfect like the one, because the kind of steel he used is not the kind of steel that the Indians used in their home. So what I'm trying to say is, even if you are not really looking into selling this thing, you can look into fabrication You can bring them in. You can say it's something that people will always be needing every year. So that's another thing you can look into. Quality test kit accessory. You can look into that. You can bring that in. You can make good money every year. Once they know that you said that, you always be patronized. Then on the issue of the bag, the more you can bring in, the more you can sell. If you have 1 million bags of jute bag, you can't stress yourself on who will buy. You just know you have bag. And most of the bag we use, if you see any cashew produce in Nigeria that are being exported, just check. You will see Ghana Cocoa Board written on the cashew that is going out of Nigeria. So why not you go into jute bag importation, brand it, maybe put out of Nigeria, whatever it is. I believe, you are making good money at the same time you are promoting Nigeria. So that is that on the stuff. The other thing you can consider on this cashew value chain is the haulage. All this stuff, there are things that have actually given me challenge in this trade, because there are some times that maybe somebody gave me a contract to supply some cashew now, and I need to deliver within a certain period of time, because sometimes the price of cashew fluctuates. Somebody can give me a contract now to supply cashew at maybe 600,000 naira now per ton, and he says they will take that price between now and the weekend. Okay, today is Sunday, and they say they will take, the contract is valid between now and Friday. And now, I have the quantity I have to supply them. I don't have it as at today. So I have to talk to all the scale people that I've given money to, that are supplying me, and they also have to coordinate with their alabo that have gone into the villages they farm to aggregate. So, this cashew have to go through the process of drying and all those stuff, because I can't take wet cashew to Lagos. Now, when I've done all those things now, I now need logistics. We always have problem with haulage. Most time, you see vehicles, they are available, but the vehicles are not good. They will load your cashew from your warehouse. They might just refuse to start. Don't forget, you have deadlines to beat. So, but there are people that have invested in haulage, but that one too, that service, demand for that service is far higher than the supply of that service. So it's something you can also consider, the haulage. Another one is, okay, I don't have money, but you can also, is the supply of labor for cashew. Because these are the things that these are the places money go to in cashew value chain. Now, when it's cashew season now, everywhere else, you need a lot of laborers. Laborers to help you when they bring cashew, because these bags are always in 80 kg, 85 kg. You can't carry these things yourself. And it's not something you can just be calling people around, come and help me. So because you might have maybe a truckload of about 200 bags to offload. So there are people that must be at your warehouse 24/7 to offload. When you want to sun dry, these are the people that will bring your cashew from inside your warehouse, your drying yard. So they have to carry this thing on their head. We are not using forklifts yet, but I think that one is smarter. And you can go into the labor, supplying of labor. Who do this kind of work? They are the outside people, from the north. So if you are the type that speak Hausa, you have network. Like some people do farm work that they help people to get laborers. So people doing that, they make good money also. So what they do is they speak with these people, because the man I work with, he is in Lagos. The outside guys, they have this arrangement with him. And him, what he doesn't only do cashew. He has this Hausa, they are just many. He has more than 500, maybe up to 1,000 Hausa people under him. That he takes them, as in he distributes them to different places. So they will work. It's just the same thing all these companies do. When they supply, they have these security outfits, they supply security officers to banks and all those
places, the bank pays those companies. So you can just formalize your own. I don't know, but that's what the man does. And I know it makes good money. So we don't pay those people directly. So we pay that man, he gives them money, and they are happy because the set of people that come with him, that have been coming with him 2 years ago, they are still with him today. So which kind of make me see that they have arrangement that is suitable for all the parties, and they are happy doing whatever it is they are doing together. So that is why their relationship is kind of sustained. So you can look into that. And this thing that is slightly mentioned now, the forklift thing, if you can look into maybe people that are doing, because that will save a lot of cost, but people might need to invest into that because we spend a lot of money into all these things to process cashew from wet to dry, and to load into when we load in Ogbomoso to Lagos. When you get to the warehouse in Lagos, you still see those kind of laborers too, offloading and loading. So you can look into that labor as well. Now there is one thing I also want to see for those of us that are into tech or that are into engineering. I saw something on YouTube at a point, but that stuff is not in Nigeria yet. Because when I was looking at ways to reduce the cost of processing our cashew from wet to dry, so I saw this large cashew drying bay in that video, and what these people have done, I think it's in Vietnam. So they have this machine. It's like a vacuum stuff. So it has big holes. So what they do is they attach the bag at the back of that machine, and these big holes, there is something that drives it around. So it just goes over the cashew that is being dried under the sun, and it soaks all this cashew into the bag. And me, I was like, wow, this thing is faster. It's going to, probably you have problem with labor, there is something you do not want to come or something, you can just rely on the machine, because we all know that machine can be more efficient than human being at times, and whether it's raining or it's sunny, machine does not care. So I look at that. So if you can look into that, what I'm trying to say is that this industry needs innovation. So if you look into it, you can plug in and create something proprietary that can actually, be good for the industry at the same time, be good for you also. So I've talked about cashew nuts trading. I've talked about cashew nuts, cashew apple processing. I've talked about the support services and the cashew nut cultivation. So the cashew nut cultivation is the last thing I want to talk about, because I want us to finish this thing by 8:30. Now, when I started the story, when we started the meeting, I told you of my experience in 2014, when this my friend came from Lagos with the millions and we could not buy cashew. So the bottom line is, from the factory where cashew nuts is being produced, which is the farm, the effort to increase our cashew harvest in Nigeria is not really, is still nothing. Cocoa, oil palm oil, they are receiving more attention from the government, but cashew is not really getting any attention at all, because at the point, Bank of Industry was giving money to oil palm growers, people that want to do even cocoa, they are giving them seedling and all those stuff. Now, what I'm trying to say is, cashew nuts, nothing is being done. All the effort that is being invested in cashew, in increasing the number of cashew, the amount of cashew we export as a nation, is privately driven, and it's not enough. Partly because Nigerian, we don't really appreciate long-term investment. We like to put something on ground, and in 3 months we've harvested, we are okay. I don't blame people, but for some of us, I understand the process of getting wealthy and creating generational wealth and all those stuff. There is no way around it. The element of time is something you cannot play around. You have to be willing to sacrifice, invest the time apart from the money. So now, cashew as it is, I tell people, If you are in Nigeria and you are looking for one way to always beat inflation, cashew is your sure bet. I'm a farmer, I'm into cattle, I'm into cashew. Those are the two major things that we focus on Ascom. Now, I like cattle. It helps with inflation, it's like a good stock value. Sometimes it's like a working bank, a bank that is always on the move. We need maybe 20 million naira now. We just, okay, how many cow can we sell? We sell, we raise money. But when it comes to what gives us foreign exchange, when they say dollar is 700 naira now, 800, I was reading something online. Somebody was saying, before December, dollar will be 1,000 naira. I was paying, like God, I want it to be like, because I know I have something that gives me money in dollar. And what is that? It is cashew. The people coming to buy cashew, they are foreigners. Cashew is like petrol. You buy in dollar, you sell in dollar. So now, something is constant with cashew. A kg of cashew is always $1. Most often than not, it's always $1. And if it is less, it's always slightly less. Or it is more than. Like this year now, cashew is far above $1,000 per ton. So, if dollar likes, it should be 1 million naira to $1. I'm a cashew farmer, I'm happy. So, but why are people not really looking into this? They are not looking into it because of the challenges that people think is associated with cashew. One, you can't grow cashew if you don't have land. And most people that have the financial wherewithal to cultivate this thing, they are not in the rural places where they can put their resources, where they can monitor what is going on ground. They are in Lagos, they are in the cities. Some are not even in Nigeria. But this is what I tell them. You are in the cities. Some of you have houses in the village. The house in the village is giving you nothing other than the prestige that, okay, you have built in the village. And the people in diaspora, they have houses in Nigeria too. Some of them, they put it up for rent. And the people in Nigeria too, they have houses elsewhere that probably they are collecting rent. But I tell them, cashew is way smarter to cultivate than having rental property. If I have 100 million naira and I decide to build or buy an apartment anywhere in Nigeria, is it possible for me to be earning 50 million naira per annum for my property? Everybody have asked in this country. They say, are you a thief? But with cashew is something, because for me, cashew is real estate. I can put money on cashew. I can put 100 million naira on cashew. And in about 3 years, 4 years, my cashew will start to produce cashew nuts, though at a small quantity. But by the time my cashew is 6, 7 years old, my cashew has potential of giving me 50% of my invested amount as my annual return. I'm talking about me putting 100 million naira now on a property, and that same property yielding 50 million naira to me annually for about 7 years. So I tell them that, tell me a real estate model that can beat that. You have to be a genius to do that. And I'm not saying, because I'm also involved in real estate. So I know the drill, I know everything. So I tell people, if you are in Nigeria and almost everything you buy, whether you like it or not, is dollar driven. Because most things we buy in Nigeria are imported. So if you are paying in dollar, though you think you are paying naira, but you don't have any source of earning dollar, it's going to be difficult to have financial sanity in this country. So you need something to protect you. So that is cashew. So now, in 2014, I told you we started investing in cultivating cashew. And I will not lie to you, it wasn't really easy. Because you put money on the ground, you started by clearing the land. Because we are into land, we have land. Okay, we cleared the land, we brought in bulldozer, we plow, we planted. The first year, most of the cashew we planted, maybe we lost about 60% of them because we were not really experienced at that time and things like that. So the second year, it's just so easy to be discouraged. And then we started learning. And now we've learned, we've mastered that what we want, we've gotten a way to really get the cashew established in 1 year. Because you need 40 trees on an acre. And when your cashew start fruiting, I was telling somebody at the farm last week. So I picked a knot of cashew that fell from the tree. And I told the person, this is 3 naira. I took him to a tree. I said, see the budding cashew, see the young cashew, the ones that are not fully ripe. Can you count the number of cashew on this tree? It was uncountable. Just like at the point asking somebody to count, maybe you scoop sand from the floor and you say, can you count the grain of this sand? It was like that on that tree. So, and I said, that is 3 naira multiplied by whatever number you have. So at that point, the person saw it. So he now said that is when he actually saw what I always talk about, that cashew is a tree minting, is a cash minting crop. So now, we've talked about 4 ways to be involved in cashew, but the one that we are bullish on is because we are also thinking of processing. It is just smart for us to have a farm that supplies us at least, we can't cultivate enough for the kind of processing we want to go into. But at least we know we have something that will always come from the farm. And the work is just to, like, I told you, it's like real estate. You buy land for cashew, but instead of blocks, you buy seed, you plow, you plant, you weed, you manage it for 3 years, you wait. When you are building properties for rent, what do? You buy your land, you do your documentation, you get your plan, then you get the necessary approval, you start building. Some people spend like 2 years, 1 year, 3 years to even finish a building project. But these same people will be saying 3 years is too long. The 3 years it took you to build your property, are you earning anything on it? No, you are not. So now, when your property is finally done, you'll be earning rent on it. What I've seen is, if you are very good with your concept, it will take you 15 years in Nigeria to break even on any property you have. Anywhere, say Lekki, say anywhere, say Abuja, anywhere. It will take you 15 years to break even. Even if you break even at 15 years, you are a genius. And if you say price will go, what about inflation? All those things. So, but cashew, I've given you the number already. On an acre of cashew, if you have 40 trees, the average you can have on a tree from 7 years is about, say you're having 25 kg on a tree that is 7 years old. 25 kg is just 5 bowls. A kg is 170 pieces of cashew. You understand? 170 pieces of cashew in a bone is what gives you a kg. So we're talking about you having 170 times 5 at year 5 or year 7 of your cashew. So if you're having 25 kg multiplied by 40, that gives us about 1,000 kg. That's $1,000. How much do you need to set up a cashew farm? And for the first 3 years and everything, maybe you spend $1 million for the cost of land and all those stuff. And you're having $1,000 per annum. Let's do the maths. So those are the things that I have seen about cashew, and I love to share with people everywhere I go. When I talk to my friends in real estate, I tell them I do what you do, but this one too, I do. Because this one is in the bush, but the other ones we do is in the city. You understand? So I would like to tell maybe 1 or 2 questions, if there is any, to quickly answer before somebody's raising hand. Okay. Okay, Mr. Idowu Jamiu. Okay, you can ask your question. I'm trying to unmute you. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Oh, I have some folks on Instagram too trying to ask questions. Instagram people can just type your question. I'll try and read, and maybe we'll take one question from Instagram, and we take two from how do we, okay. I believe all of us are in our houses, so we can, let's see how many of these questions we can answer. Okay, Mr. Jamiu, I'm trying to unmute you. Okay, please, if you're not talking, please, you will appreciate if you can just mute yourself so that noise from your side does not interfere with others online. So our Instagram people, you can please just type your question. I'll try and read them and answer. Okay, Mr. Jamiu. Okay. Are you? I'm trying to. One minute, please.
Yeah, I'll just go straight to the point. I want to ask about cashew process generally.
Okay.
Like, have you done cashew processing? What is the experience like? Because I remember reading some articles concerning how much farmers are losing when they don't add any value to their cashew. Because there was also a statement by the former Minister of Agriculture when he said, you have 1 ton of processed cashew nuts, you are going to get $10,000 on average for a processed cashew nuts, like roasted cashew nuts.
Okay.
But if you have raw cashew nuts, 1 ton of raw cashew nuts is $1,000. So, like, assuming you are spending, you have maybe you are roasting 2 tons of raw into 1 ton of roasted. That means you can make an average $8,000 with that added advantage. So I want to ask, what experience, I mean, do you have some kind of experience? Because I have seen you posted some things like that on Instagram before, like your plant in Mosho. I just want to ask,
okay,
your experience around that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jamiu. What you said about the processing is actually true. It's because of, we are trying to rush through, so I could not really go into detail about those things. But let me just give you some numbers on the cashew processing. To process a kg of cashew kernel, you are going to have to process 4 kg. Because when you process 1 kg, what you get is 250 grams of edible cashew kernel. So to have 1 kg of processed cashew, to have 1 ton of processed cashew, you are going to have to process 4 kg or 4 ton to get either 1 kg or 1 ton of cashew, respectively. Now, I will give you the current figure I have on the cashew, on both the raw and the processed. Now, currently in Ogbomoso now, dry cashew nuts. Can you please mute yourself if you are not talking? Please, thank you. Mr. Chinonye, can you please mute yourself? Thank you, sir. All right. So currently, Mr. Dao. Okay. Yeah. Hello. I think we just mute everybody. Okay. So when they want to talk, okay. So please, when it's your turn, we just again. Okay, so currently, a ton of cashew in Ogbomoso is 580, 600 naira. per ton. That's a little over $1,000 per ton. Like when I say Ogbomoso cashew, I mean quality of not less than 48 KOR, nothing less than not more than 180. That's the ones that go for that price. If it's above 48 going to 49.50, maybe 50, you can sell it for like maybe a little over 600. Now, let's say $1,000 to make it easy for us. Now, processed cashew kernel. Two types. The one that is just processed, like you've parboiled it, you've removed the kernel, and you just have just the kernel alone. No other thing is added. The price is between $13 to $17 per kg. Don't forget, I told you you need 4 kg to make 1 kg of processed cashew nuts. To make a ton of cashew nuts, you need 4 tons of process. So if you buy, say, $4,000 worth of cashew nuts, to have a kg of processed cashew. So a processed kg is $13 to $17. So you spend $4. Though don't forget that the logistic, payment of workers, your factory, all those things too are there. But I can categorically tell you that you will be having at least 40 to 60% return. Because it's a whole industry again you are doing, because you have to pay your laborers, you have to pay maybe government regulation and all those stuff. So the truth is, when you add value, you have more income. Then you are creating more job. So that is what I can tell you. Now, if you now take your game further into, you now put flavor. You now probably salt it, because salted cashew nuts is between $22 and $28 in the US per kg, which means a ton of salted cashew nuts. Two kinds of processing now. One processing, you just process your cashew, you remove the kernel from the main cashew nut itself. So you have that. But when you now put all this flavor like salt, you can sell your cashew between $22 and $28, which is $22,000 to $28,000. So it's now in your hand. How much is the flavor? Are you putting pepper? Are you putting chili? Are you putting onion? Are you putting garlic? Are you putting honey? Are you putting sugar? Whatever it is you are putting. So there is more money in the processing. But in Nigeria, 2 companies I know that are processing, like the big guys in cashew processing in Nigeria, currently now. I'm not talking about Julius Berger that just joined the stuff now. I know for Julius Berger to go in now, I know they are not coming to play. They were playing big too, because the company that owns Oxley is the same company that owns Nimco. You understand? They own Nimco. They own so many big companies in Nigeria, and they have the biggest processing line in Nigeria. But that one is they are targeting export market. When it comes to cashew processing, we have 2 kinds of players in Nigeria. We have the player that targets the foreign market, then we have the player that target the local market. The people that target local market, they process the lowest cashew quality available in Nigeria. That is the one they process. So all these cashew we buy in the traffic, whether you buy them in Lagos, in Ibadan, or anywhere you buy them, they are the local cashew that are not really, maybe from regions that are not that good. Maybe cashew of 40 KOR, 42, 44 KR. In fact, less than 40 KR. Those are the ones they process that we buy in the traffic. And you can even check the price. You can actually count this thing. You see, it's not just there. It's not like groundnuts. It's just expensive. They are selling at premium price. So even if you process locally, you will still be good. So because people processing cashew, I know of guys that have been processing cashew in the last 10 years, they are still in the game. And I know some that have started processing that they are no more in the game. So you can process, but you just have to determine the scale you want to process. You need to determine the market you're targeting. Are you targeting local? If you're targeting local, it has its own challenges too. The challenge for local stuff, cashew generally is labor. They have labor challenge. They empower if you're targeting the international market. They have their standard. You have to meet up with their specification and all those things. So once you can, but it is not difficult. Once you can do that, you'll be fine. I don't know if Mr. Jamiu is okay with my little answer. So
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
you're welcome, Mr. Jamiu. So who is the next person? I'm trying to see the other. Okay. The next, okay, Mr. Abrahamson, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, my question is like the two banks you mentioned, how much will somebody invest on that for certification?
Okay. Well, like I said, it's not that I'm involved in importation of jute bag. It's just something I've observed in the industry. And I just felt like, just share this information. But as at the last time I checked, a jute bag is about $1 per bag. And I know what I'm currently buying now. So you are the one that will now look into, okay, what scale do you want to play? How much can you import? Then it's not only cashew that uses jute bag, cocoa too uses it. So if you are into jute bag, because these are some of the ways we can actually participate in agriculture industry. So you service cashew trade now. Once cashew is off, you can service cocoa too. You understand? But you have to do your due diligence. Okay, what is the importation like? Does the government have any regulation on that kind of, that I've not done. What I can talk authoritatively on is the trade I've been doing, the cultivation I've been doing. You understand? So you may have to do your own due diligence too. My own is just to give you a little heads up on what is going on, and you just take it from there. Maybe one of these days you also come here and just share your experience with jute bag trading with us. Thank you, Mr. Abrahamson.
Thank you.
Please mute yourself. The next person can just unmute himself and ask the question.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Hey, Mr. Chinoye, good evening.
Yeah, I've been getting mail from this company, and I've taken my time to, study a little about it. But I really did not get much. But I think this company is saying maybe they're writing me to invest as an investor. So I want to know, like, I wouldn't want to invest in a company that, because I have done some investment and that the security was not guaranteed and it's come. So I want to know what's the guarantee you're giving me if I want to come as an investor, like not an active participant, just to put in my money and start getting returns. So what's the security if I, invest like that?
Okay. If I understand you, you've been getting email from our company, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So what we've been trying to do is, because when I hear investments in Nigeria, I'm always careful of the way I respond to it and the way we talk about it too. Because we all know what investment is in Nigeria today, especially this agric industry. There has been so much storm of recent, and the ones that are still standing, whatever it is they are doing that still make them to be standing, they should continue doing it. But what we are saying is our own is to just show you opportunity in agriculture, because naturally I've seen that Nigerians love agriculture. It's in all of us. We just love anything that has to do with farm. I've seen when people come to the farm, the way they want to play with the animals, the way they want to, stay in a rural place and things like that, and the way they love to watch things grow. So, Mr. Chino, if you can please mute your microphone, thank you. So, what we've been doing is just sensitize people. We're not just starting that. I've been doing this when the company used to be only me. We started on Naira Land. All the story I've told you, most of these stories are on Naira Land. You can go to Naira Land now. Just type nairaland.com/what's-911. You see my past stuff, talking about farmland, talking about agriculture, cashew, and all those stuff. So our own is to just show you. It's not really like an investment. Well, what we do is we manage assets for you. What is the asset? You buy land. We turn the land. You can buy land from us and use it for whatever it is you want to use your land for. Or you can say, okay, this land I bought from you. Can you help me turn it into a cashew farm? Then we give you a quote of what you need to set it up, our own management cost. Then we set up the farm for you. And if you don't want us to set it up, you just want us to train you on how to set up, we'll train you. You learn all the rope in setting up cashew farm. Then it's just to manage. So that's what we do. Then the other ones we do, like the cattle one, if you've gotten anything on cattle from us, before I think we closed that one for now. And it's just to like, okay, if you're interested in cattle, we have large expanse of land that can take as much as 2,500 cows. And we are not really maximizing our farmland up to capacity. So if you have cattle that you want to bring to us, bring your cattle. We will take care of it for you. We will feed, we will house, we will take care of the medication and all those stuff. Then you are going to get, we will charge you for that, of course. So if you want us to sell for you, we'll sell for you. But if you don't want to do all those stuff, you want us to buy the cow on your behalf, we just give you the possible return you can get. So we have that also that we've done. So those are the kind of stuff we do. And if you look at us, we don't do vegetable, we don't do all those stuff. We focus on just two things, cashew and cattle. In the past, we've done cassava, we've done yam, but all those things we've seen that they are not really area that we are very strong on. So, and we've been focusing on what we are very good on, which is the cashew and cattle. So that is what you've been getting from. But if you need further clarification, you can just maybe, since you have an email, you can talk to us, or you can give us a call. Then our marketing executive will answer your particular question. Thank you, Mr. Chinoye. I have Mr. Abbas Abidemi here. Okay, I have the queue now, so let's just do it that way. So, Mr. Abbas, can you just unmute yourself and ask your question? I think you are the first person to join the meeting today.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Abbas.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. All right, so my question is, so earlier you mentioned about labor shortages, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, how does this affect us higher action for cultivation? How does this affect us? And in terms of farm setup, what capacity can you take? Like, how big is the capacity you can actually take?
For farm setup, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So two things. Let me just recap your questions. Two things. Farm the laborers. How are we handling the shortage of farm laborers? Well, when I was talking, when I talked about shortage of farm of labor, I was not really talking about farm laborers. I was talking about laborers for cashew sometimes. Probably you need to offload and things like that, and maybe there's an issue. Even though sometimes at the farm too, we have shortage of farm labor. But that's why we like to follow a calendar to do what we have to do. And thank God for farming, there are so many things you can actually use equipment for, like tractor. So what you need 10 or 20 laborers for, a tractor can just finish under a limited time compared to what it will take humans to do. So we've been handling farmhand shortage. We've been handling it by the usage of equipment, even though sometimes the equipment has its own challenge also. Definitely there are challenges, but over time we've learned how to maneuver around our operations and deliver whatever it is we have to deliver on time. Then we don't take more than we can handle per time. So as per the scale of what we can handle, before the beginning of every year, we know what we want to do. So like this year now, we have the number of cashew farm we are setting up. So what I can say is, in a year, the maximum I think we can do for now for per year is 1,000 acres to set up. It has to be in one same local government where we can easily, manage our resources from, within a short distance. So if there is a location that is just 50 kilometers away, we move our resources there so we can share resources and things like that, whether bulldozer, tractor, and all those things, manpower too. So in terms of capacity, that is what we can do. So what we do is we first service our clients. So whatever we now have at the end of the year, after our clients have been serviced, is what we now use our own land to do. Like sometimes we might have the total we might have to do in a year might be 600 acres for our clients. Then we know that the excess capacity of 400 that we have is for our home. And in a year, if what we have is 800 acres to do, we know we can only do 200 acres for ourselves. So that is on the cashew, or when it comes to capacity for cashew.
Okay, so the reason why I asked that question is the fact that I think so we have some 10 acres that we're working with right now.
Okay.
And it's been over like 2 months now. So I think they come back to us about the clearing, but nothing really in terms of the progression towards cultivation. And I was kind of worried.
Okay.
But now saying 1,000 acres capacity in a year, I think that kind of relaxes my mind.
So, Mr. Abbas, the thing is, when it comes to this stuff, is what we do, is what been. I remember, I think 2020, we have this client. It's a group of friends. They came in from Port Harcourt, and it was they contacted us during the peak of the COVID-19 stuff, the pandemic, and when they came, they wanted to do 250 acres of land. So we started talking, and so even though they came late, because most of the time we were to do that year, we had a lot of farms that we've been planning for the years as far back as October of the previous year. So when they came, we talked, and within how many months? I think we started that farm. We started working on that farm in June, and by end of August, we delivered the farm, the whole of the 250 acres. The farm now of 2020, their cashew is fruiting already. So, and everybody is happy. So just to let you see that there is nothing to worry about. I think some work will start. What we do is we do this project as people come. If you come first, we will do your own. Then maybe the equipment are in A location and we are there, so we want to just finish the one at B location so to just manage costs. So that's what we do. But your farm, everything will be handled and you'll be fine.
Okay, and what was the IT? So in terms of logging in, it's very, we can't really log in on the platform, the Aston website.
The website. Yeah, we're working on that. Me being a farmer, one problem that Aston has been having that I hope we are getting right is I'm not so much of a tech person, and I think the whole stuff is really rubbing off on the company as a whole, because I've never been fortunate with websites. even though we've been paying money and all those stuff, but this year already we've started another website project now, because the last one, the issue we have is they said we should do this one you call full stack, that we should code the entire website from the beginning, and it will enable us to do a lot of stuff. It will make our stuff, we can just customize and things like that. I went along, but the guy from April last year, our website is yet to finish. We threatening with police, threatening all those stuff. Now we just let's go for WordPress, JJ. So we'll have a better website. I think by April or May at most, then you see the improvement. Then you can easily access your stuff. I apologize for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And one last question, please. In terms of the jute bag, so what's the kg needed? 50 kg, 100 kg. So what kg? Can you specify, please?
Yeah, 80 kg, 80 kg, 80 kg.
80 kg.
Yeah, 80 kg. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's it.
Yeah. Mr. Joseph, I can see you. Please let's make it brief so that we can quickly go. It's almost 9.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this meeting, and I would like to say a very big thank you, because I've also enlightened me on a whole lot of things. So, but I have still some questions, but let me just ask two. Because of time, maybe you can, I will still send message to your mail, and
Okay.
other response will still be given. So what I've actually noticed, because we have cashew farmers in our village.
Okay.
So we stay in the Bamba in Oyo State.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a cooperative, farmers. So, but what we have noticed is that there's always been maybe I don't know, the farmers are being shifted all the time. Year out. It's as if the farmers cannot be able to decide on cashew price. Like it is not those buyers with plastic and whatever that will just go there, and whatever they decide, they kind of meeting, then they just buy something. So since then, we also be looking at how can we navigate our way so that we can look for a better buyer, apart from those ones that we don't really get anything, financially from there.
I think I understand you, Mr. Yusuf.
Okay.
Okay, the thing is, size matters in anything you do. And in any economy, the big guys will always eat the small guy for supper. You understand?
Yeah.
The challenge you have is, if you're a small scale farmer, the cashew you are producing, you cannot eat it yourself. So even though you are still profitable, right, with the way you are selling, but there is something you mentioned when you were talking. You say it's like a cooperative. The cooperative, to my understanding, is like a group of people. So if you guys can come together and your size, you aggregate whatever it is you have, and you are not under pressure to sell. But what I say is a size matter is most of these farmers that have cashew, they are people that have urgent need. That they just have to sell. So if I'm a businessman and I come to you as a farmer and I know that you have cashew, my own aim is to maximize my profit. So I will just say, okay, even though I know I will sell at when I take it to town, I will sell as 1,000 naira per $1,000 per kg. I can just say, okay, will you sell at 700 or 800? And I'll tell you I have to do logistics and all those stuff. So, but if you are big, or if you guys can form a cooperative and you aggregate together, you have somebody that takes record of what everybody brings. So when you have that, so there is strength in number, then you can have collective better bargaining power. So that is what I think. But as far as that is concerned, it is something that will keep happening in business until you guys can come together and form an association. So that is what I think you guys can do.
Okay. So I want to ask, based on this jute bag.
Okay.
How many times can you use it before it's old or?
Well, it depends on usage and handling. Because most of the ones you use in Nigeria, all this one I'm even telling you that 1001, they are not brand new. They are used. One use, you understand? The one they've used to export cocoa and they are back and we buy them through Ghana and all those stuff. So it depends on the handling and the quality of the bag itself. So that is what I can see on this bag.
Okay, and then finally, sir, I will also suggest maybe this type of meeting. Maybe I don't know if it's possible to be coming up regularly so that.
All right, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Donye. I don't know. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Good evening, sir.
You try that. It's Adonye. Yeah, good to be.
Adonye, right?
Yeah, we fully. Yes, Adonye. Yes, you're correct.
Well done, sir.
Cashew. Oh, I've been fully cashew.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can easily pick that face.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you talked about velocity.
Yeah, velocity.
Yeah, velocity. I really wanted to be part of that velocity, but I think you
With what?
The tech guys will not get to me on time and before they could reply to me. But that I need to balance with your cashew, hands-on cashew. I do my work division within balance because balance you are talking about it.
All right, Mr. Agoye. Let me quickly answer that because I don't want velocity to dominate this talk. But velocity is an entire project as it's different from Cashew. It's being handled by another company, though it's our company. You understand? It is a company that is owned by Awesome Property, which is our company that handles our property business. You understand? So it's a project that is a lot of things are going on underground, and very soon you start seeing some stuff, and then we'll be everywhere in a matter of weeks from now. So I don't want to really distract people with velocity talk. You are like a stakeholder in Alstom already, so we can actually talk at any time on velocity. We can have private sessions together. You and I can talk, and you can reach out at the office. Then we discuss anything that has to do with velocity. So then on the cashew, cashew is one of the main pillar that Alstom is operating on. So when it comes to cashew, there is no issue at all. So Mr. Adoye, you and I, we might have to have a private conversation. We can agree something during the week or something. So if it's fine by you, sir.
Okay, no problem. Let me go to my next question. My next question is this. During the corona season, when the president of African Development Bank,
Okay.
talked about value chain as in production. I thought of Aston and thought of that. Like, when will Nigeria, when will we produce what our raw material? Because it's just like I listened to PT, that Pastor Kunle story. Talk about we remove crude oil, take it outside. They will not produce it on gas and sell it. Okay, let's do this. They buy it for the kilo, then they buy it for $4, and by the time they take it over there, they will now sell us what they call it they will now sell us the finished product, and we are paying premium for it. So by the time you now do the mathematics, like from the farmer that planted it, the time he waited and sell, he's not making anything because if you go to buy the finished product, you're not going to get money. So I was just like thinking, is it possible for Cashew to
Okay.
This cashew?
Okay.
We can, because if we can do it, process it, and make better money from it instead of just farming and exporting. I know that you're doing a lot. I know that that's why you're talking to us now, so that everybody, So
Okay.
that money instead of just selling it.
Okay.
If by doing that, it will also help create jobs. By doing that, it also help to grow, strengthen our mind. I know that the government, you mentioned that the government is not looking at that. They're just looking at farm. The government is just looking at farm. And then we just said that everything that happened in Cashew farming has been private sector driven. And again, I most of the time when we talk about this private sector driven, we want to always say the government should help us. But I think a lot of those people need to also see how you can complete this kind of enlightenment so that more private people can get into the job. If you look at the countries that have made so far, like USA, that they are I can say this country they are doing like private institutions. Then later government came in and tried to centralize and tried to kill monopoly. So is it possible for us? Is there a way we can stop keep this conversation free and we can see how we can process our cashew so that we can make better money.
Okay.
Thank you for all your views.
Thank you, sir. So, well, for our folks on Instagram, we are sorry that you might not, probably you were really hearing the people on Google Meet. The stuff was sent out to everyone. We just opened this because we have an issue formally with our main device. That's why we're even on Instagram. But the main place for the meeting is on Google Meet. So we're just doing this to just carry enough people along. So, Mr. Adonye, you know, when it comes to nation building, whether through agriculture, improving on our food security, whatever, it's a collective thing, you understand? And I believe we've started already. We have started, somebody like you now, you've been participating already because you've invested in this thing. So, you are a stakeholder already. So, and we as a company will keep trying our best to just push the message, you understand? Because really for me, there is not, I tell people, I'm open. Anything you want to know about, anything I know, there is no point in holding anything. Any information you need, just knock on our door. You know everything, because when the knowledge spreads, we can now, start to, build things, and before you know it, it will take time, but definitely with the kind of efforts we have now, see us now, we are here. It's not that we are watching football match or anything, but we are here discussing cashew. So I believe there is future. So it's something we'll all achieve together. And the processing, at least we've shared some tips today. So some of us are talking about jute bag now. And so the other things like that. Maybe somebody who maybe in the next 3 years will be thinking about how can we even be producing the jute bag in Nigeria? Do we have land that is suitable for cultivating this jute plant itself that they used to make jute bag? So it's a matter of time. It will happen. So I really appreciate your passion and your concern, but definitely we will all get there by playing our role. So somebody's asking one question on Instagram. There's some questions here too. So let me just try and answer. Okay, the first one is, where can I get cashew seed and how can I get good ones? We sell HOC 038 cashew variety at Aston. We are the only one that said that particular species of cashew nuts. So, and if you want to plant your cashew, don't disturb yourself. It's the best thing. If you want to plant cashew, if you miss planting the right material, it will take you 5 years before you know the error you've committed. And at 5 years, it's always difficult to go back. So, contact us. You'll get your cashew. Somebody is asking another question here. I'll just take one more question at the Instagram here. Then somebody say regarding cultivation, I saw that an acre is being sold for 200K on the page. Is that final cost, or there are still other costs that come with establishing an acre of cashew farm? Well, the price of land is currently 200K per acre, and that is just for buying land. It's just like you want to build a house now. You buy land, then you now buy your block, your cement, your whatever, just to have the house. So the same thing goes for cashew farm too. So if you want to have a cashew farm on your land, so there are costs. So if you communicate with us, we will do that. But there is something I always do whenever we have events like this. I always give discounts, but it's always a fast one. It doesn't last for long. Currently, land is being sold at 200K. So what I do is, I'll give us the close of business. On close of business, should we do Monday or Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday. Okay. I give us till uh, somebody. So close of business. Should we do close of business on Monday? So close of business on Monday. Anybody that wants to buy land, that we have the detail of people that attended this event. Anybody that wants to buy land from this event, you will buy your land with a discount of 20%. And even if you are not paying 100% for the land, just to deposit for the land, though T&C applies. So there is going to be, you have to be able to pay everything within 3 months. You understand? Or maybe, I don't know, Sha, but maybe 3 months or 6 months. So we'll be having 20% discount on your farmland if you buy before close of business on Monday. So the people at the office, I think they've noted that. So let me go on. So I have one Mr. Paul Gansam. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please? Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, all right. I actually want to start with what you just rounded with now. I've actually begun the process of purchase of farmland already.
Okay.
From Cashew. So I want to know if this new discount will still apply to
You know, we always have this problem whenever we throw this kind of offer. The thing is, the one you've initiated already, that one is on, and it's just that. But you can also take advantage. You can buy more land. You can buy. I think minimum we do is. How many have you bought before? How many acres have you bought?
I started 10 acres, but not 100% payments.
Okay, you've started with you've bought 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I've not paid 100%.
Okay. Well, you can take advantage of this now. Maybe you want to buy 5 more or 10 more, or whatever it is. So, but the offer closes close of business on Monday. So that's how we do it. I think every other person with their hand up have been okay.
Okay, yes, I have another question. Just the short question. I read some articles about intercropping of cashew with cassava beans. So I want to know if this affects productivity of the cashew in any way.
Okay, let me talk about that because it's something when we started our cashew marketing and we started selling on cashew. Cassava used to be something we used to advertise and tell people that they can intercrop their cashew with. Even though it's supposed to be a good idea, but we noticed some challenges and it really affected. For us, the cassava in this equation is the secondary thing. Cashew is the primary thing. So what we discover is cassava grows faster than cashew because cassava in 12-14 months you're harvesting your cassava. I mean in our own climate, and people that are close to coastal region that have more rainfall and early rain, they can harvest their cassava maybe at 10 months, 12 months because they have more rainfall. But here it's 12, 13 months, 14 months sometimes before we harvest our cassava. So we noticed that the cassava was interfering with cashew. Once our cassava grew, it became difficult for us to actually check we can have a helicopter view of our cashew. So when you get to your farm now, you might not even see your cashew, you just be seeing cassava. And until the cassava is harvested, that is when we can now replace if there is a cashew that dies that we need to replace. So we just decided that since our intention is to grow cashew, so anybody that wants to do either cashew and cassava, we just explain to them. If you want us to intercrop cassava with your cashew, this is what we've experienced before. So that person can now take that his decision based on that information. If he still wants to, knowing the risk that it will slow down the growth of your cashew. So once they say it's okay by them, and the reason is because people want to harvest something and sell before their cashew starts, so that they can, have something to absorb the cost of the setting up of the farm. But another thing with cassava too is this: it is not all the time that the cassava price is always high. Sometimes the price is low, and sometimes it's high. The cassava cycle is cassava has good price every 4 years. And I tell people from my own experience, personal experience, the best year to plant cassava in Nigeria is election year. Every general election year is a good year to plant cassava in Nigeria. So if you are thinking of planting cassava now, I will advise you that you should get ready for 2023. I'm not giving you 100% guarantee, but from my experience, my study of the last 25 years that I've been, having opportunity to study cassava, it has been like that. Every 4 years has been always awesome for cassava. We opened our farm in 2015. 2015, there was a general election. We planted cassava. It was when we harvested in 2016. It was like, no, it is good that we're into agriculture. So we made good money that year. Now, the one we planted in 2016, we chopped breakfast. And so it wasn't nice. So the ones we planted for clients in 2017-18, the results was not that good. But the ones we planted in 2019 that we harvested in 2020, that one was very good. And 2019 was another election year. You understand? So when I looked at it, this thing has trend. You understand? And what causes it? The year that cassava does well, everybody rushes into it the second year. So there is too much supply in the system. The price crashes. It's not that there is something mystical, anything, or so no mystery, but it's just like that. It answers to supply and demand. So this year now, cassava price, as the last time I checked, is about 60,000 naira for this. There is this van they used to sell around me here, 60,000 naira. Normally at this time of the year, the cassava price is supposed to go up, but as rain is falling now, the price will be dropping. So people will be discouraged from planting this year. So and some people might still plant the price, but by next year, people will be discouraged. They will not want to plant. That has been the case. So election year is a good year to plant cassava in Nigeria. So if you are thinking of cassava, that is what I can say. So I think we've listened to you. Okay, Mr. Abbas.
Yes. So I think in terms of instrumental payment, I think you should take into the Muslims that don't really like to pay interest. So what's your company doing about this?
Okay, some people do not like to pay interest, Abby.
Not like to pay interest. The religion custom doesn't allow paying interest.
Oh, Mr. Abbas, I remember you now. You are the one we were having back and forth with last year, right?
Yes.
Wow, nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. Well, I really wish I could. Give a straight answer. But what we've done is when you said that thing last year, it kind of it got me thinking. And what I think we've done is we have different flexible arrangements. Now, okay, you don't want to pay interest. Okay, if you do this, okay, this is incentive we can give you. You understand? So I think it's about we having some incentive to just give you if you do it, because at the end of the day, it's all about opportunity cost. You want to do this, But if you give you the incentive, even if you have to do some stuff that doesn't really negate your faith, I think it will be nice. But when it comes to that, I think we can always, even though it's not really written, we can always sit down and look at a way around it and just have an understanding.
Okay, so you say it's 20% discount. So how much is that in terms of face value?
I know, Mr. Abbas, you don't pay interest, you must not take discounts. So you must not take discounts. So it's 20%. Anything you are buying, the size of land you are buying, we have if you are buying 1 acre, the price is different from somebody buying 5 acres. The person buying 5 acres, the price is different from somebody buying 10 acres. And I don't know if this is official yet. You said?
For 10 acres, what's the price?
The price, I think the 10 acre is the 200K per acre now. 200K per acre.
20% discount.
The 20% will be 10% is 200K. That would be 400K, I guess. That would be like 40K. That would be 40K, yes. 40K.
So that's going to be 160 per acre.
160 per acre. Just before close of business on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, I think, any question on Instagram that we've not really answered? Okay. Jute bag, people, I'm not really into the business of selling jute bag, but I've talked about it. I'm talking to my Instagram folks. I'm not really into jute bag business, but we can just do our findings and just do something. So I think what I need to do is the tip I gave you. A jute bag is about $1. You understand? For brand new, used one, we are paying 1,150, 1,200 naira. So I think we've given everybody the opportunity to ask their questions. So if there are further questions, please, you can reach out to us, hello@astonnigeria.com, and then you have our office number. I'm not really sure if I know the number of it, but
Mr. Debo.
Okay.
Hello, hi. I'm just joining the group. I'm a bit late.
Okay.
I have a question for you. I've been following you for about a couple of years now.
All right.
And I'm currently actually setting up a factory in Awowo, Ogun State.
Okay.
To process cashew.
Okay.
If I invest in your program,
Okay.
can I procure from you as well?
Well, what do you mean if you invest in a program?
I mean, if I invest in buying, say, like land for you to grow the cashew, say in the next few years, can I also procure from you as well? Can I buy?
Yes, I think you can, because in this industry, two ways you play. For now, I'm not really involved. Our company is not really involved in processing yet, but we do supply processors. And I know big players in this country that they process at the same time they export. So if you do business with us, what you're having is you're having a short gateway into Bomosho, the home of best quality cashew nuts in Nigeria. So we have it.
I'm currently buying from a Bomosho now.
Wow.
I have
Interesting.
30 tons at the moment.
You said what?
I've procured 30 tons at the moment.
Wow.
Right now.
Interesting.
But what I want is, I also want an opportunity to be able to have my own plantation as well.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
I could have like a director. So my thing is I'm asking you two things here, because one thing is if I invest in getting the land and for you to plant the trees,
Okay.
I also want to be supplied with the cashews as well. So how would that work?
Okay. Now, first, the one you invest in is your farm. The cashew on that farm is yours, and the decision on what to do with the cashew is yours. That gives you a leverage. Now, the location of your farm is in a place where we have other farms, other people that have invested in cashew farm just like you. So you are into processing now, you can site a warehouse on your farm. So everybody cultivating around you, it's easier for them to sell to you because their cost of transportation is reduced. So everybody just bring their cashew, or you take from their farm easily. So because you are within them, and you can aggregate up to 40 or 50 kilometers to your farm. And I tell you, the axis where we are setting up all this cashew farm, between 2015 and now, I can tell you that over 20,000 acres of cashew farm have been cultivated. I know what our company has done as cultivated. I know other people that have come to, maybe friends that are also in this business that I do, that are also doing the same thing, similar things, that are, marketing cashew the same way, marketing it, and the plantation and the stuff. So they are also cultivating. What am I even saying? A minister, one of the serving minister in Nigeria, has about 2,000 acres that they opened two years ago on his cashew. You understand? And there are a lot of other people. I know a former governor of Oyo State that has a fully grown 1,000 acres of cashew. And last year, they opened up at about 700 acres again of cashew plantation. So that is how much cashew going on in that axis, or the local government of Oyo State. So when you do something with us, you are having a gateway into the question of adulterated cashew. Is not really a problem for you. You are not buying from the source. You know the people. You are sitting there. So that is what you are doing. So even though you are not, you will not be at my mercy that you must buy from me. You are in the field already. I buy, you buy. And I can also sell to you, because we have big plan for cashew commodity trade. And our aim is to supply people that are trading and people that are processing. So that is it.
All right, that's good. What are you doing? What are your thoughts about this directive from the government about this licensing issue? Where the farmers cannot sell to buyers from outside and foreigners as well. You have to have a license.
Well, I think it's not really a good approach from the government, because me, I operate on the two levels. I operate as a farmer, then I operate as a trader also. So I am in between. But what I tell you is, government has no business meddling with that. You understand? Because what the thing is, me, the trading part of me, we want to buy as low as possible from these farmers. And the foreigners, when they go through their agent to the farms, they offer more money to the farmers. You understand? So you think you are protecting the farmers. They are not protecting the farmers. They are protecting the traders like me. You understand? So any which way it goes is good for me. You understand? But I just think government should be neutral. Let market determine this thing. So that is the best approach, I think, will work for everybody.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. All right. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate everyone that has been a part of this from start to finish. And if there are further things, you can reach out to us on our email, like I said. The office line, I think 081-630-13001. Yes, I think I got it. So you can reach out to us on that, on WhatsApp. And if you are not following us on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So if there's any other thing, you can just do us an email. Once again, I appreciate everybody. And I wish...
Is there any way that I could write to you directly if I have any other questions or anything?
Okay. dtho911@gmail.com.
Can you repeat that?
dtho911@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, everybody. I hope we've learned something, and I wish us a lovely week ahead. Thank you. We have to end the meeting now. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Okay. Have some nice to be part of the meeting.
Mr. Matthew, you are the one that's making my sister not to log out. Nice to meet you, sir. Mr. Matthew, you should have said something now. I should have vacated the place for you to lecture people on how to set up 100 acres of cashew farm. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Good night, sir.
Good night.
What? Sure, you cannot log in again and check. We are still live on Instagram, so. How do you stop this Instagram where you